Welcome to the channel, folks. Clunkers and Classics, where last episode I bought this parts car, and this is not its final resting place. That'll be in the crusher, but for quite a while it'll be here while I sell parts off of it. I stripped all the parts that I think I need on it, mainly the bumper and tailgate. A whole bunch of little stuff, chrome, still lots of good parts left. So if you haven't seen that video, you go watch that and see all the little knick-knack parts I got off of this, which, you know, would add up to quite a bit if I had to buy them individually. So anyway, I posted a picture of it before the video and got a bunch of comments of whether I was going to fix it up. No, guys, this is just a base model. I believe it was a V8. I could probably check the VIN number and see, but it's not an SS, Conquista, anything like that. Just a base model, and it would require way too much work, more work and time and money into it than it would be worth trying to sell it. So no, she's destined to be a parts car unless somebody wants to buy it whole. But see, the problem is nobody wants to give much for something like this. You know, it's worth more in parts than it could be whole. It's just like that gold 77 Malibu I have. You know, nobody wants to give shit for it. Everybody wants it, but they don't want to give shit for it. Well, you add up the parts, $100 to $200 a fender, door, tilt columns, hood, header, bumpers, rear end, axle, frame. People from up north, I mean, I had a guy from Minnesota come down here and buy a frame from me. Not just for that, he actually bought another truck, but he picked it up on his way back. So you add up all these parts, it adds up to about $2,000 or so. And see, nobody would give $2,000 for this the way it sits. So that's why they become a parts car, because nobody wants to give what they're worth. They don't even want to give what the parts are worth. So that's the way it is, guys. I know you can't save them all because of economics. So anyway, we're going to get rolling on the work on the two El Caminos, mainly the SS white one. Sorry, my CD or SD card turned off. So we try to get the tally of the total cost down by selling parts off of that. Okay, so well, Nikki's doing good. Got a comment. Hi, Nikki. How you doing, girl? Got a comment from some joker saying I should give her to another family and shouldn't be in a cage. But guess he didn't realize she's blind. So I guess I keep forgetting that every time I show her. Yeah, she had a bad accident. She's blind. And she's in there so she don't hurt herself. Lots of sharp objects around here that can cut her wide open. Okay, so we're going to go back to fixing up these two El Caminos here, the 78 SS, original SS, and my 82 that I took in trade 9 years ago and fixed it up at the time. Didn't think it needed much more, but just running into more and more stuff, little stuff, trying to fix it up almost perfect to get it back on the road. So yeah, last episode we started working on this until I jumped in the tow pig and went and picked up the parts car. We started on the back, did the checked the back brakes out. They were like perfect shape, cleaned all the dust and crap off, and then put the air shocks on. Then I was gonna took it off the ramps, and then we're gonna jack up the front, check out the front brakes, which I kind of glanced at when I put the new wheels and tires on, and they look pretty good. But we're gonna check out the hoses and repack the wheel bearings, stuff like that, see if there's any other problems in the front end. So that's what we're going to do this video. And then we still got the rear pinion seal to do, and I bought a transmission rear seal, and we'll do that since the drive shaft's got to come out. And then I think that's it mechanically, I think. Okay, so what else we got? So the parts, started stripping off the parts car. This is one piece here I just put on. This is the original one that was on this car. This is a lot better designed than the previous generation. So this goes right in here. It was all busted as you can see. I cleaned it out before, I thought, and well, anyway, that's more stuff I got from it yesterday that was buried in here. So I put on the grill from the other car, which is in good shape. We'll keep all the leaves and crap out of there. What else we got to do? Well, we got all them to finish off the interior. I took off all these pieces. The front kick panels, which are in a lot better shape than mine, even though they're blue. We'll sand them up and paint them. And then the rear ones are in better shape than mine, but they got the right here, which I think we're going to try to fiberglass up, and the rest of it just sand it and paint it. SD card again, so this one might be a little bit worse, but yeah, we'll try to fiberglass them up. The ones in the white one were all deteriorated and holes and stuff in them. These ain't much better, but they're better. Then the seat belt, which is ripped a little bit, and then this little seat belt to hold the spare. We got all that to put on. Got the clock, and we're gonna clean up these dash pieces. This one's just like the one that's in it. It's all kind of rusty looking, but we're gonna tear apart that dash and put the clock, clean it up, paint it, and drill a hole in here and put at least a water temperature gauge in there, maybe 2 gauges. There's room enough behind it to fit it. Got that to do. All this stuff can wait till after it's painted. Chrome trim, mirror. Okay, so I think that's all that's left on it, leading up to body and paint work. But anyway, this car, 82, just got the airline kit for the air shocks in. I think I'm going to put them on real fast. 9 years ago when I bought it, I bought new air shocks. Paid a guy that had a shop beside mine at the time to put them in, paid him 50 bucks because he needed some money. Well, he did a shitty job, and they leaked the next morning. They were flat, and I never did fix it. So he did something wrong, so we're just going to redo it all. Get it up in the air a little bit. Also got new tires coming from this. For this, I just bought same size and everything as this one, 235 60/14s. Got 4 new tires coming. I think they're supposed to be here today, which would be pretty fast, because I just ordered them like 2 days ago. But if they come in, we'll put them on. And then we got a bunch of other little stuff to go on this one, but mainly we're going to concentrating on finishing up this car mechanically wise. Then we'll finish the interior, and then it's just paint and body. Well, we got door pins to go on this door. other stuff. We got to take off the rear bumper. We got a POR15 underneath the rear. Just tons of little stuff. So anyway, let me get these air shock lines on and I'll be back. Okay guys, we'll go over when I put air hose to it. There's the valve. It blew out. He's got the T-section right here, which is a bad place for it. I just got under there now, and right here it's busted. Not originally busted there, but I don't know where he had it, but it's broke. So the way these come from the factory, because they all come with air shocks, comes here and it goes into these little clips there. I gotta get another SD card, guys. Comes across into here, so I'm gonna do it like I just did the white one SS in the last video. So he's got it all strung around here. Have the T-section right here, I think. Well, somewhere, not close to the exhaust, but anyway, you can see how it is. Like I said, you see how clean that floor is and everything. It's what it looks like when you don't have 6 holes in the bed and sit for 20 years. Okay, so let me get that in there and we'll test it out. Make sure these shocks are still good. They're 9 years old but 0 miles on them, but yeah, they could leak. I don't know. And when it makes up some POR15 for the white one there, I'll probably do this because we changed the rear end fluid in this and I cleaned all this up. But I don't think it really needs POR15. It could use it. I mean, not the floors or nothing, but rear axle, trailing arms, stuff like that. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, here's the kit that I got off of eBay. I think it was about 10 bucks. But you gotta really hunt for it. You put in air shock lines and all these ones come up. The exact same thing for 32 bucks. 32 bucks all the way down, and I finally found these ones exact same for like $9.99 plus tax. So anyway, that's the kit. I guess they got all the little gasket things inside here like this, and you just pretty much just cut it to fit. Yeah, there's the little deal there. Okay, so I'll be back. Okay guys, well, I got it hooked on there, but it was the wrong, this is what they had, but that wouldn't fit on the shock. So I had to use, and neither would this. So I had to use the old ones, which were this, which didn't have this, and it had a smaller O-ring. So that's okay, I just pulled all that off. But then the T-section I could use. So anyway, yeah, because it's all these different numbers. I didn't know adapter kit for GM and all different stuff. I didn't realize they were that different. But anyway, they're on there, and just filled it up and no leaks. There it is there. It went up a couple inches, just like the see, I had to reuse this and their O-rings, which were smaller. But I can't hear any leaks, so looks to be good. and then I used their connections, how they had it on this. So seems to work. Let's keep an eye on it. Had the air shocks on the white one for 4 or 5 days now. They're not leaking, so looks to be good too. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, since we're working on this, we're gonna see if we can fix this speedometer transmission seal. And get under here. I meant to grab the flashlight, damn it. See, this is that brace I was talking about that's missing from the SS and from the parts car. I could probably make one, but it'd be nice to have the little factory deal there. Here's the indentation in the cross member. I don't know if it's factory for a dual exhaust car or aftermarket, but there's the speedometer cable. Can you see the drip of the fluid right there? Okay, we're gonna take that apart, take that off, and this is supposed to be the seal for it. Speedometer pinion seal. We'll see if that's it. If not, probably pack it full of silicone or something. It don't leak much because this thing sat for, probably hadn't started it up for a year or so, and it wasn't low on fluid, so if it does leak, it's not very minuscule, but since I can see it, let's try to fix it. I'll be back. Okay guys, this is the, you take a 10mm bolt loose that holds this in, and then just pulls right out. So the pinion gear, or seal, is this little deal here that was in there. So I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to clean it out first. But then you got a seal right here. But then it could be leaking inside. Well, I don't know if that seal would have been it or not. Anyway, I don't know what's on the cable. What's supposed to be on the cable. There's a, when I pulled it off, this little ring fell off. It fell off, that was in there. So I don't know if there's supposed to be a seal in there. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, the shape of it, it is a turbo 350. It's not the V, you didn't leave the V6 transmission in there, which I said wouldn't have fit anyway. So, okay, well let me figure it out and put it back together. Okay guys, I also put a little silicone around that speedometer deal, just all around where the cable hooks up to the gear, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so we're back on this, and we're going to, you can see the brake pads. Brake pads are pretty good. Okay, we're going to take the hose. The hose looks okay, but you know, it's probably 40-something years old, but we're just going to leave it. If it acts up, we'll have to change it. But yeah, we're going to get a brick or something here. Going to undo the caliper, set it on there, and the bearings and stuff feel okay, but a little bit of a groove right there, but not bad. We'll just clean it up with some sandpaper. We'll pop this off and take the rotor off and check the wheel bearings out and repack them. Okay, and then the shock. Shock right there. It's just the one bolt on top and then 2 bolts underneath. I'll get the new ones and show you here in a minute. And I may clean all this frame and stuff up here and put some POR15. You can see some here and some here. We did the underneath, on top, over here a little bit. But yeah, we need to kind of do all this. I'll have to scrape all this grease and dirt off. And I may do that. We'll just have to get a bunch of, probably get both sides ready so I don't waste once you open one of them cans there, you might as well use it all, because it's hard to, if you put the lid back on, it'll weld itself shut, and then you got a big problem of bashing a hole in it to get the rest. So I buy them little cans and just kind of use a little can at a time, and a little can goes a long way. So anyway, we may do all that, clean all this up, make it look good. Okay, that's all I can think of now. I'll see if I can check these ball joints, idler arm, shake it around, see if there's anything loose. The parts car, amazingly, the front brakes are like brand new on it, even though it's been sitting since 1990. I could have used them for the black one. I ended up buying new pads for the black one. But yeah, I know once they get old, they might fall apart easy. Even though they look good, being 30 years old, they may crumble apart. But anyway, yeah, we already did the back ones. Okay, well, let me get on with this and I'll be back. Okay, guys. Hub, bearings, everything look good. Just gonna repack it full of grease. Doesn't seem like it's been leaking. So I'm not going to rebuild it and put in all new seals and everything. If it leaks later, we'll fix it. There's the pads, you can see. Okay, so let me put this stuff back together so no dirt and stuff get in there. You know, kind of do it fast. Repack it, tighten it down, put the caliper back on, and then we'll get to the shock. So I'll be back. Okay, guys. Here's the shocks. About to put on there. They're just standard, regular shocks, nothing special. Okay. Got them off eBay. Can't really remember how much. I got them a while back. Okay, I started cleaning off all the grime and stuff and sanding it. When we get the other side, wheel off the other side, we'll POR15 both sides. But there's a bunch of stuff that fell down in there. But yeah, I'll repack this. Also gonna lube it. Got a lube gun, lube all the nipples. So we got that to do also. Okay, so it's getting darker earlier and earlier, so probably gonna call it a day. We'll get all this and the other side done tomorrow. And the tires just came in. Man, it was like 2-3 days. It's the same brand and size that's on this one. 235/60. 235/60/14 right there. So don't know how good they are, but I don't drive these cars that much, so they don't have to last for, you know, tens of thousands of miles. But anyway, they'll go on the 82. I wanted to do some burnouts and burn these tires off, but I need the 4-barrel to open up first. I'm not sure. Some people said, oh, I can put a carb kit in it. Carb kit's not going to make the 4-barrel open. Something's up with it. I just need to bring, see, most of these cars got Edelbrock. Le Mans got an Edelbrock, Chevelle's an Edelbrock 4-barrel. I think I got a Quadrajet on the 74 GTO and the Corvette. I'll probably just bring the Corvette over to it and look, because this Corvette, this motor runs great, carburetor works great, starts up first crank, 4 barrels open up, got tons of power. So I'll just put them side by side and see what this one's supposed to do. Could be a little linkage thing, something could be missing. I mean, when I bought the car off the guy mentioned about the carburetor and says, oh, I think there's some trash in it. Because it was doing something. I can't, probably what it's doing now, kind of idles and dies and stuff like that. That, a carb kit would probably fix that, but not, need the 4-barrel to open up. So we'll see what happens on this carburetor and replicate it. I do have 2 junk quadrajets in the garage with bits and pieces on it. So this guy might have jacked around with his carburetor and missed putting something on it or something, screwed something up. So we'll try to fix that. But anyway, we'll start putting the tires on here soon, next couple days. And I got a bunch of these rally rims here. There's one there. One. There's another one that the sun blew the tire off of. Oh yeah, there's one there, one there. I think there's 3. And then I changed the one tire on the part sale Camino to roll it off the trailer. So I think we got another 4 of these. So what we'll do is we'll just put all these 4 tires here on those rims just for rollers. Okay, well, we'll see you tomorrow, and we'll get this shocks. Don't ever try to take these off by hand with a ratchet, the top bolt. You got to use an impact. It's the only way to do it, is you got to get an impact and spin that sucker so fast. And if it keeps turning, you just take some vice grips along the extended part and hold it. But usually if you take an impact, spray some WD-40 around there, it'll come right out. If you try to do it by hand, you're going to be there struggling. So anyway, other than that, it's just 2 bolts along the bottom. See, that's the top part. 2 bolts go in there, and then that's it. You might have to jack it up higher. Just slides right up in there. So let me do that tomorrow. Get on the other side, and then we'll POR15 all this, and then lube it up, and then that front end should be done, unless I come across something else. See if anything's loose or anything. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. Oh, and by the way, I got these tires off eBay, but they're from Priority Tire, and they got a website, prioritytire.com. Not sponsored, I had to pay for them, but I have bought quite a few tires off Priority Tire, mainly because they're probably the cheapest. Anyway, we got to, Nikki, you ready to go for a walk? You ready to go for a walk, pretty girl? You ready to go for a walk? It's about time to go for a walk with Nikki. Okay, guys, we'll see you in the morning. Okay, guys, there's the old shocks. Yeah, they were shot. You can see it, put them in there, in between the coil springs. Okay, I got all the areas cleaned up, ready to POR15. This side, same thing. I repacked the wheel bearing grease in there, had all this apart. Said the brake pads look good. The only problem is this line here is cracked at the top and the bottom. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and order them. They don't have them in stock. So plus we still got the remanufactured master cylinder to put in there, because this original one was empty, and when I filled it up, it's all leaking down here. So I got a new one of them. So probably be another video. We'll go ahead and put the master cylinder and the 2, I'll get the pair of them, the 2 front brake hoses here and I think it should be good. That's probably all that was wrong with the black one, but I ended up buying new calipers and stuff. So okay, there's something else. Oh, the speedometer cable here, it's all chewed up. When we jack up the back to do the rear pinion seal, I'm going to put it in drive and see if the speedometer works. If not, we're going to have to replace that. They're usually only about 20 bucks, so it's worth buying a new one instead of, probably got one off the parts car. But, and then this is just the linkage for the steering column indicator thing. So yeah, we got that to check out. Brake lines, brake hoses. Okay, I just scuffed it all up with 80 grit. I'm gonna pour 15 both sides. You can see this fender here is all bent to shit. But we're gonna take this later on. We're gonna take this front spoiler off, see if we can rework it. I can't believe these things are like, I think they're 300 bucks. Shit, I bought one for the 82 here, and it couldn't have been that much because I wouldn't have spent 300 on it. So they've gone way up in price. We're gonna have to see if we can save it, strip her down. We'll do that later. But anyway, I buy that POR15 in these little 6-pack of cans, like I said, to because when you have a big quart can and you go to put it back on, it'll weld itself, the lid shut, like I mentioned before. So anyway, I just scuffed all this up with 80 grit, and we're just gonna brush this on like that. And I still gotta lube the whole front end. But yeah, just one light coat will do it. And that's it. Make her look all brand new under here. I think there's still all kind of brake fluid on this here from the leak on the master cylinder, but oh well. Yeah, we'll just go over everything, even the little bolts and anything that looks rusty. Just coat it on there, be done with it. Okay, I'm gonna do both sides. Yeah, do the calipers the best I can. Yeah, I should take it all apart and do it all. We're not going overboard on this. This ain't a $100,000 concourse restoration. We're just, you know, we're not taking every nut and bolt off and making everything look new and replacing everything, and we'll just make her look decent. So yeah, we're going to do the caliper. We're going to do all around the rotor here. So whenever you look in through the wheels there, it'll look good. So yeah. Okay, well, let me do both sides, and I'll be back. Okay guys, got it all painted with POR15 under there. Just still got to lube it up, put some lube on it, and put the wheels back on, and I think we'll go on the rear end, get that pinion seal and rear transmission seal done. Here's all the, and I'll go ahead and next time I go to AutoZone, order them brake hoses, and we'll do the brake hoses and master cylinder all at once. That way just have to bleed it once instead of twice. So we'll have to do that in another video. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, I'm gonna change the rear pinion seal here. Now how good you can see, but see there's some type of rope or string or something got caught up in there. It must have busted the seal, because when I changed the rear end fluid, it all leaked out. So we got to take the drive shaft off and take that big nut off there. Anyway, I'll show you when we get to it. So then we got the one little drip on the rear of the transmission seal where the drive shaft goes in. One little drip there, probably not much to worry about, but I went ahead and bought the seal. Anyway, I think this is a seal for the transmission, and then this is the seal for the transmission, and the seal for the pinion. So let's get it apart, and I'll be back. Okay guys, there's the rear seal. Well, the area that the rear seal was in, I just popped it out. Didn't have a flange on it, so it was a little hard getting it out. I had to jam a screwdriver in here. Anyway, here's a new one. Looks to be the same one, except this one's got a flange on it. So we're just gonna pop that in nice and even. Probably put a little gasket sealer around there just to be on the safe side. And that was supposed to have been the rear seal. And then this one I bought, but I didn't think it was the right one. No, this is supposed to be the rear pinion seal. Then this was the rear transmission seal, came with that. And it didn't look right, so I went to Napa just down the road and got that one, but Napa gave me the wrong one. Anyway, you put a little gasket seal around there, pop that in, and then we'll get to the rear pinion seal. Okay guys, there it is. Used a 1.5 inch socket over it and tapped it on there, went right in. So we'll work on the back. I'll be back. Okay guys, I got it off. Yeah, there's something all wrapped up in there. Plastic, I think. Anyway, I just used a little puller. Pull that off. It don't take much. I just use this little puller here. That's a seal there. Doesn't look like I got the right one, but we'll see. We gotta take it off anyway. We gotta go back up there, something to match it up with. But yeah, let me get a screwdriver and pop that off, and I'll be back. Okay, guys, here's that plastic that was wrapped around there. Here's the old seal. Now, I didn't tear this up taking it out. All I did was pry this little edge. So that plastic tore all that up. There's all little bits and pieces in there. So I cleaned all that out. This looks like the right one here. So it fits on here good. So that was it there. Okay, well, I'm going to clean it out a little bit better, and we'll pop that in, put this back on, tighten it up, put the drive shaft back in. We'll be ready, and we'll put more fluid. Okay guys, I got it all back together. Drive shaft back on, filled up with fluid. There are no drips like before, obviously, because that other one was just so chewed up. So I think we got that fixed. Okay, since I got it jacked up in the air, we need to test to see if the speedometer cable works. Just like that. What doesn't work is that little indicator. Oh. It's working. I don't think it's accurate though. That ain't no 70. Well, we'll leave that for now. Okay. I think we're going to take this apart. I don't know how you can see it's all rusty in there. Anyway, it says 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. And this whole plastic bezel comes off. Don't have to take the light or the wiper switch or nothing. It just pulls over top. Pulls off, then you can get out all this stuff. So, from the parts car, we got the clock. So you want to check if there is power to where the clock plugs in, and then we'll check to see if it actually works. Gas gauge 2. I'm going to check in the back real good and make sure there's a ground. There's a good ground to the fuel sender in the gas tank, because I got an extra fuel gauge if that fuel gauge is bad, but probably not, because it's doing something. Probably either the sender or bad ground. But the main thing we want to take this apart for, plus we're going to probably paint this black, at least this outside black. I'll show you here in a minute. We want to put a water temperature gauge right here, and probably an oil gauge right there. And I'm 99% sure there's enough room in there behind it to fit the depth of the gauges. Let's just go look at the stuff I got from the parts car, in case you didn't watch the last video. Okay, here's the clock. One little plug right there. Okay. Fuel gauge, no wires to connect. You just plug it in. Just plug in the 3 back one. We can plug it in, see what happens. Okay, so this is the one panel that comes off second. Okay, so you can see it's all rusty. I don't know what we can do about that. I mean, we can paint it black, but the problem is it's got all these little green lines or whatever the hell they are. Plus we want to check all the lights for the you know, the dash lights to light up everything. They're all going to be visible when you take this off, and we need to check all them lights, make sure they all come on. Some of them come on, and probably some of them are burnt out. Okay, this is off the parts car. Like I said, just well, this one's got 3, yeah, okay, 3 screws there, and then one there, pops right off. They had some switch here, which is, who knows what it's for. But what we're probably gonna do is, hopefully I got a hole saw that does the perfect 2-inch for the gauges. I know there's enough room here for it. So we'll probably cut 2 holes in this one, just in case it don't fit or something. And that way we don't tear up the original one. We can reuse that. See, this has got the little yellow green trim thing around here. It might be gold, I don't know. I could probably touch that up with a brush with some gold. Well, not this one, but the other one. But this one, I'm not going to be able to paint that stuff on there. Okay, so let's do that. I'll be back. Okay, guys, there was a couple, 2 there and 2 under here. One was missing under there, one was missing in the middle. So yeah, just get it past the light switch. And that's it. Right like that. Yeah, see, this is kind of worn out too. The little gold. I might be able to do something with that. Okay, here's where I think there's going to be enough room for 2 gauges right here. But we want to make sure we don't hit this or something. Yeah, this is the little cable's busted here for the indicator. Okay. Yeah, I guess somebody's been in here changing something. Okay, I think they're 1/4 or 7mm. Let's go ahead and take this off. Yeah, see, this one's all loose. Somebody's been monkeying around with it. Okay, let's pop that off. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, just pull that off. We'll clean that up. And okay, let me take these 2 out here so we don't bust the indicator. And we'll check out the clock first. Well, see, it's got to go past these little tabs here. Let me just, maybe 1/4 inch. Okay, guys, just pulled that off. I said the little cable thing's broke. See if we can get the one out the parts car. Pull this off. Like I said, it's all rusty and crusty. Okay, I think, okay, that's just, I think there was 2 Phillips screws in for the clock. Yeah. Okay, let me try to take this off without breaking it. Not sure why that light's on. Is that the interior light? Okay, I'll be back. Okay, guys, I took out a bunch of 10mm bolts and pulled this away from the dash. That's what I had to do to the 82 to put that dash cap on, if you remember the other video. So, let me just, this is a little bit different panel. So I went ahead and took the this off the parts car, and mainly to get all the bulbs and everything over here. And this is the little panel here we got to change, because it's got this little tab on here for the power. So I just got to take this off and put it on that one, then we can check out the clock. It clips in here for the power, so we'll have to push it back in and get the power. So let me do that. And this speedometer cable was broke anyway, so we would have had to order a new one. And this speedometer here says something about Walton's 89.2000 speedometer service, Inwood, Dallas, Texas. Yeah, I think it was 26. See, you can see the pattern here with these El Caminos. This one's got what, 20,719. That's got 26,999. That one's got 20,000 something. That's when they all crap out, about 120,000 miles. And you know it's 120 instead of 220, because stuff like the brake pedal would be worn completely off if it was 220,000. Same, you know. So anyway, let me take this little panel off, because we need the little holes to mount the clock there and this little power deal. So let me take that off. That'll be the first thing. We'll check that. I'll be back. Okay guys, this is where the power for the clock plugs in, and then the two mounting holes. So I put it in there. Of course it didn't work. It was getting power from here, and after a few minutes it started smoking. This bulb here went dim. This is for the, if I turn the light switch on. I'm just going over putting the dash lights in, and it started smoking. I was like, oh shit. So this is in behind it, so you kind of got to plug this in, then put these two screws in. So take those two screws out and unplug it. And so I look on the other, this is where the power goes here, and then the ground, mount that back plate. But look where the power goes, it's all melted. It's where it's getting power from. So it's not, it's the clock itself. There's something in here, it's screwed up, and it's melting the wires. So I'm just going to stick it in there, not plug it in. At least it'll look good. But anyway, okay, just I was pushing the speedometer back into this, and I broke off the end of the speedometer. I accidentally pushed on this and broke it, so I used the old, this one from the parts car. I just tested it, it does work. I got it plugged in. You can't clean this. See how dirty this is? You can't clean that white stuff. Any little bit of water or something, you try to wipe it, it'll smudge. I did it real light and it smudged, and I just cleaned up all the inside there. So all this little dirty looking stuff, it's gonna have to stay. I got a little brush that what I got done with it, but just cleaning it off with a little paintbrush type thing, the loose dirt. But that's all I can do. No, it's got it right here. All I can do is just go like this and just can't add no water or nothing. We may just paint all that. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, I put it all back together. I never hooked up the clock. I changed some of them bulbs out and they worked. Then some worked, then they stopped working. Then they worked again. You know, I kept changing the bulbs and everything, and so only about half the dash lights work. But the main ones of the signals and that work. This cascade's done the same thing as the other one. I got a brush with some little flat black, and I actually sanded some of that black, the rust off of it, and just kind of dabbed on a little flat black, make it look a little bit better. Got this deal here to put a working one on. That's hooked up to the column. Okay, so yeah, I thought about hooking some other lights up, because those dash lights I'm putting in, or those gauges I'm putting in here, they got lights to them. So I was gonna hook them up into the light switch here and then hook up a couple extra lights, but I don't know. Probably not now, because I kind of put it all back together. Okay, so the main thing is this water gauge here. Want this to go through. See, this is a light here for it. Go through this hole here and then out the firewall to the engine. Okay, so I've got a hole saw right here, and put two holes right there. So I'll go in there like that, I'll just put another gauge, oil gauge or something there, and I'm not going to hook it up, and then put the water right here. So I have 2 gauges there, and it'll look pretty good, I think. So yeah, I guess I'll use this one. This is the one that had that switch right there. So this one I'll just leave intact in case I want to use it for something else. Okay, so I'm going to clean this up. It's filthy. That's off the parts car. And hook those gauges in, and then mount this in there, and then run that water gauge out. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, I got them in there. Oil one not hooked up, and the water, which I'm about to hook up. So I fed through all the center unit here, and set here. So I think I'm just going to hook it up like I did on the 82. You can get these off eBay for like 14 bucks. And you take these out. So I'm going to take that out. Put the thermostat housing there. But see, the problem is this will bottom out on the thermostat. And you can't bend them. There's liquid in here. Because I tried bending the one on the 82 and I broke it. Anyway, this is another one. So this will screw right into there. But so I went down to Lowe's and I got a couple sets of these. So little extension. I'm going to go on there like that. And then this will go. This will go there in there like that. And I'll put some Teflon tape in there. It'll be kind of ugly, but it'll work. That's all that counts. Okay, so I'll probably do that tomorrow. It's fixing to get dark. I'm going to take Nikki for a walk. Nikki, you ready to go for a walk over there? Okay, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll get rolling on some other stuff. Okay, guys. It's late at night. I'm just going through the footage for this video. Got music. Got about an hour's worth, so I try not to go over an hour. Yeah, I know this footage is dark. But anyway, we got a lot done. It's a lot of little nitpicking stuff. Little, you know, as you've seen through this video. Probably going to be like that for the next video. We'll get these tires mounted. Get a bunch of little stuff done on both cars. So trying to get all the mechanical done, all the interior done, and then we'll start on the paint and body. Somebody mentioned, oh, are you going to paint the 78? Yeah, of course. We're going to get to it, guys. She's going to look. Okay, so thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Supposed to help out the channel. And I guess that's it. We'll see you next video and we'll get a bunch more done.